Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is video number 2 now, and today we are going to be doing a fun look opposite of what we did on my last video, which was my first video, which I'm so happy it's finally out. My channel is finally out and I'm so excited to finally be able to share everything with you guys. Everything meaning my makeup, but yeah. So today we're going to be doing a fun rainbow look. Lots of color, you know. It's just gonna be really fun. We're gonna do some eyeshadow because obviously last time the look that I did was very natural and very soft, and I'm not feeling that today. So I'm just so excited to get into it. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it. Okay guys, so I'm gonna start off by taking my favorite eyeshadow primer, and this is the Plouise primer in the shade Rumour 02. This is the primer that everybody talks about. Oh, she's crusty. That everybody talks about on Instagram and all over the beauty community, really. It's very popular. I do highly recommend this eyeshadow primer just because it creates such a nice base for your eyeshadow and it really helps them to pop. Now, back before I had this, I was using Tarte Shape Tape, and that's fine and dandy, but if you really want to up your eyeshadow game, I highly recommend investing in a primer. So for this primer, I'm using my Morphe x Jaclyn Hill JH41 brush, which is the same brush I use on my inner corner, and I'm just patting that primer in until it's nice and tacky. And as you can see, I cut underneath my brow, and this will just create a nice lifted effect, kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen when people cut their brows with concealer to, like, you know, sharpen the brows up. I don't do that, but I do this, and this kind of gives the same effect. And then I just tap out the harsh edges with my finger, kind of go over it again with my finger, just because it does crease. Don't be afraid of that. It happens to Tarte Shape Tape. But the one thing that Plouise recommends is that you don't set it, so don't set your primer. I don't know about concealer and other primers. Sometimes you do have to set those. Like, I remember when I had my Tarte Shape Tape, I always had to set it with a translucent powder. But for the Plouise base, you don't have to set it. Now I'm going to be taking my Hourglass Cosmetics Translucent Veil Powder, I believe it's called. And I take this on my Morphe sponge on the edge, just picking it up like that. And I have a good amount right there, and then I will just go ahead and on the edge of my eye kind of create a faint line, and this will just help to create a border for the eyeshadows to work on. It's similar to how a lot of people do tape on their eyes. I do baking powder because it's much easier and it's way less harsh, because eventually as you blend the eyeshadow it'll start to kind of disappear, but it's still there, like the line's still there, and it's still going to ensure that your eyeshadows stay that way. So now you can see the primer is starting to get a little bit creasy over here, so I'm just going to take my finger again. So I'm going to be taking my James x Morphe palette, and I'm dipping into the yellow. Oh no, that's not yellow. I'm going to be dipping into the yellow shade right here and tapping that off. Of course, we hate excess. So I'm going to be sectioning my eyes off into thirds, so 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be taking the yellow on the first half, and I'm just kind of starting using a gentle swiping motion, or I guess you'd call them a windshield wiper motion, just going side to side. And we're going to be kind of cutting the crease, so it doesn't matter how the color looks down here, which is why I'm actually starting right here on the lid, and then I'm kind of bringing it up slowly by blending. And this is the Morphe E27. This is a great transition brush just because of how fluffy it is. So then I'm just kind of adding the yellow and really kind of buffing it out, bringing it up, so that my crease is kind of a little bit bigger, because as I mentioned in my first video, I have hooded eyes, and you know, by knowing your eye type, I definitely think you can get better with eyeshadow, because at first I was kind of doing eyeshadow like how I saw other people doing it, and those people had almond eyes or whatever, different eye shapes, you know. So you just kind of have to get to know your eye shape, and like I said, practice. We're switching palettes now. I'm going to be taking the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, and you can use any colors you want, but I just know personally that certain colors work best, you know, certain ways. So for the orange today, I'm going to be taking this shade called Feeling Myself. So this is the Jaclyn Hill JH37, which is just like a nice little flat, kind of fluffy, I don't know. And I'm taking that orange shade on it. tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to be putting this in the second half. Again, doing what we call windshield wiper motions. And I'm kind of bringing the orange a little bit higher than the yellow, but still leaving a little bit of space between the eyebrow. Just because if you go up all the way, your eyebrow just does not look good. Like, it just looks sunken down, you know, and we're trying to lift everything up, you know. So the main motions I do are side to side and or windshield wiper motions, circular motions, and then kind of like a swiping motion with the side of the brush. I kind of go back and forth with these kind of looks just to ensure that the colors are, you know, equally there. Okay, so I'm going to be picking up that red shade called Living My Best. And I'm going to be taking that red and just kind of patting it on the outer corner just like that. And we're going to be creating a liner today. Don't be scared. And I'm just going to start kind of swiping using the tip of the brush, same brush by the way. And I'm just kind of gently going to blend it out, side to side motions. So now I'm just blending the red into the orange. Again, using circular motions now. And I'm going to kind of wing it out just a little bit. Right there. And then kind of blend it up because you want it to go like low, a little bit higher, and then higher. You know what I mean? You want a lifted effect. So I just took some of my Plouise base on the back of my hand, and we're going to be doing the cut crease now. So I'm just taking the same brush I did to set the base, or the primer I guess. So starting from the inner corner, I'm just going to lightly extend it out. So it's kind of more of an open cut crease. Sometimes people make like closed cut creases, which is when it kind of has like more of a point, and it's more like directed towards your inner corner, kind of pinched. But today we're doing an open cut crease. So then I'm just going to kind of bring it up, kind of make the middle point a little bit higher. And I'm going to kind of like wing it out just like that. And then I'm going to kind of close it. And then just like eyeliner, draw a line down. Now I'm going to fill that in. This is going to be the outer part of our eyeshadow wing, so if it looks a little bit too big, you can just extend that cut crease just like I am right now. So I'm taking a big fluffy brush and I'm taking the white from the James Charles palette and set that. And now I'm going to be taking my Thirsty palette and I'm taking the shimmery gold from this palette. And I'm going to take a flat brush. This is my Morphe M167. I'm going to take that gold shade again now that we are white casted to death. And I'm just going to start patting that on the eye. And I mainly use the brush to get the outer edges more so. So now I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill X Morphe JH43 brush, and this is just a flat and thin eyeliner brush. Anyways, I'm taking that yellow shade and I'm putting this on the first half of my lash line. And I do have to kind of keep dipping in just to really get the product on there. So now I'm taking that orange and I'm putting it right between the yellow and the red. You guessed it, right there, and I'm just kind of connecting it now to the red. Now I'm going to take the red and just make sure it looks like a real eyeliner look. And by that I mean just make sure that it kind of looks like right. You know, when I look straight, does it look like eyeliner? As I said in the last video, if you look down and it kind of looks, you know, good, there's no bumps. We hate bumps, remember. Then you're set. So there's kind of a bump right here in between the orange and the red. I'm going to dip into the lime green shade right there. And I'm going to put that on the lower lash line on the first part. Just kind of swiping that across just to keep the pigment there because the lower lash line obviously doesn't have any primer on it. And now I'm going to take the light blue right there and I'm going to put that on the center. Okay, now I'm going to take this purple shade right here and I'm just going to put that right here on the outer corner. Again, I'm doing side-to-side motions, and I'm bringing the purple a little bit lower than the blue this time. But then I'm kind of bringing it back up to connect it to the outer corner where the red is, right there. So now I'm taking my Morphe setting spray, and I like to set before my highlight just because I have learned from a few YouTubers that if you set before you do your highlight will be more poppin'. Okay, so I'm taking the Armed and Gorgeous palette by Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. I'm taking the VIP shade. You guys can see in action today. And I'm taking that on the same brush I did last time, which is my JH41. And I'm just putting that on the inner corner, and bam, y'all can see that. Like, that is a firework. I don't know what it is, but I like to see it. We love to see it. And now I'm just putting that on my brow bone. I'm going to take this brown shade, which is the number 8 in the palette, and I'm going to take that on the lip brush the palette comes with and just outline my lips. I'm going to take the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade Allegedly, and I'm kind of going to go over the lip liner just a little bit, but you can kind of still see the shape of it. And I just got this gloss recently, but this is the Patrick Ta, or T-A, whatever, however you say it, gloss in the shade Is She Younger Than Me, and I've been nothing but obsessed with it. And as you can see, it's just like a really nice gloss, and it's definitely comparable to the Jeffree Star gloss, formula-wise. Okay everyone, so this is the completed look. I actually really love how this turned out. I'm so happy with it. I'm really glad I got to bring y'all on this journey, because it was a journey, believe me. It's obviously completely different from my first video, but that's kind of what I wanted to do, to show you guys my range, I guess. Yeah, I'm really happy I got to show you guys a different and fun look, and I'm really proud of how this came out. I definitely do this type of look very often, and I do it in the same, I guess, format where I do thirds. So if you want to do a look similar to this, but just with different colors, maybe a more cohesive kind of type, if you don't want to do a rainbow, maybe you just want to do, you know, the top more so, whatever you want, girl, you know what I mean. I will have all of the products that I used today below, and I will have a post up also on my Instagram with, again, all the details. So yeah, check out my Instagram, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you aren't already. Yes, we're doing this, guys. Click the bell if you want to be notified about my videos. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and hope you enjoyed today's video. See you on the next one. There's one man you can call Danny DeVito. Can y'all understand what I'm saying? Try this, try this.